Visiting a real-life Pokémon Center in Japan for the very first time. I visited Sunshine City in Ikebukuro really early in the morning. I wanted to be there the exact moment that the gates opened up. This was my very first trip to a permanent Pokémon Center store ever, and I was so excited. In the Sunshine City Mall is the Pokémon Center Mega Tokyo store. I have dreamt of going to a real-life permanent Pokémon Center store for as long as I remember, so this was an experience that I will never forget. On the morning of April 26th, 2024, I entered the Pokémon Center store at exactly 10 a.m. And the very first thing that I did was I went straight up to the birthday counter. If you visit the Pokémon Center store during your birthday month, you will get a special birthday card and event Pokémon. I have always wanted to try this, so it was amazing to be able to do it in person. And the birthday card was super cool, but I'll tell you more about it in another video. We have a lot to cover. So let's talk about the Pokémon Center Mega Tokyo store. First of all, it is themed beautifully. When I visited, it was themed Scarlet and Violet, and Miraidon was the mascot along with the starters. There was also a Quaxley campaign going on, but we'll talk about that more later. For now, I just have to show you all of the amazing merch that I saw. Basically, if you visited any Pokémon Center store location during this time period, you would look around for Quaxley, and if you found it, you would get special stickers at the very end. If you looked carefully, you could tell that the Pokémon Center Mega Tokyo store was themed like the Scarlet and Violet school locations. And overall, the stock of the store was excellent. There were a lot of Fit plushies ranging from generations 1 to 5, and they had other plush as well. One thing I learned very quickly about the Pokémon Center stores is that they rotate merch immediately. When I arrived, there was a campaign going on called the Poké collection, and it sold out within like a day of me being there, so this was like the last footage that I was able to get of it. That being said, I did find some older items as well, just kind of hanging out in the back, but generally speaking, merch turned over very fast. I was happy to find that there were so many Gen 1 and 2 Pokemon sitting cuties, or I guess Fit plushies in Japan. I got super emotional when I saw Shaman, Darkrai, and Regigigas from the 10th and 11th Pokemon movies because they were a huge part of my childhood, and to see them at a Pokemon Center was really amazing. I'll tell you this, it was kind of overwhelming the very first time I visited the Pokemon Center store on my trip because there was just so much merch to look at that I didn't really know what to do. I even found the Yokohama Worlds merch, which was very surprising. I don't even know why that was here, but it was. The stock varied pretty greatly between Pokemon Center stores, but I'll show you guys in later videos what that was like. I think my main takeaway from this very first trip was just how much Pokemon merch there was. And do you want to know something even more amazing? If you stepped outside of the Pokemon Center store and turned around, you could find other locations that were also Pokemon themed. There is a Pokemon Gashapon room, as well as the Pikachu Sweets Cafe, Pokemon Go Lab, and also a Pokemon trading card store, but we will talk about that in a later video. Honestly, I'm just so happy that I got to see Miraidon.